Why, hello there everybody. Okay, I'm starting this video. Kind of a weird situation happened to me because I was renovating upstairs, fixing it up, making sure that I can rent it out better. And my parents actually surprised me because I did pay for a local casino that we had there. They're looking for local artists and everything. And I guess my mom, she found this old picture that I did like years ago, and my dad hung it up on the wall here at my house. And yeah, I actually forgot that I did this. Thanks again to everybody on Facebook. I think I got like 50 likes on it. Yeah, it was just a little art project that I did in 2002. I think I got paid very well for it. That one took a lot of work to do because you see the detail on the scales. Everything about the fish, it took a while because I did everything pencil first, did acrylic paints, and made sure I didn't go outside the lines or anything, or else, yeah, once you screw up with acrylic paint, it's not like Bob Ross says, it's a happy little accident. No, it's completely fucked. So yeah, that painting wasn't easy to do, but thankfully it turned out well. I got my money for it. Somehow we were able to get it back, and yeah, now it's on my house. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. My desire to do fish style art. Alright, it's a piece of crap. It's a horrible game. But I don't know, the graphics in it, I'll be honest, they're pretty good. And seeing graphics like that made me want to draw more. It made me want to paint more. It made me want to explore avenues and how I can draw better. So those of you that say video games aren't art, I think artists would disagree because it takes a lot of skill to draw those sprites. I remember like Roger Ebert a few years ago, he said that video games weren't art, but yeah, I can see his point of view since he's trying to protect his own medium of film. And if he's seen movies like Super Mario Brothers and Double Dragon, yeah, I could understand why he would hate the medium of video games. Yeah, Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel, I can tell we're not the biggest video game aficionado, but that's their side of the coin. And I don't want to disparage them too much because they were funny film reviewers, so I don't want to speak too ill to that. But do I think video games are art? Yeah, video games are a much bigger medium now. They even surpass the film industry in terms of money, and that makes it art now because they make more money. They'll turn anything into art. But what is art? Baby, don't hurt me. I've done stupid art like this. This is not art, no. This is just me goofing off. Yeah, just doing like silly covers art for Sega Master System and doing a very cheap write-up and everything. That's not art, no. Art is like dedication, hard work, and applying your skills to your craft. I don't know, maybe I'm just a sucker for the water life. But yeah, this is some of the artwork that I've done before. Some for the casino, some I just done on my own. I've done some crazy stuff in the past. Just to show you that, hey, video games, they're not just there to, warp your minds or get blamed for gun violence and any of that bullshit. No. They can be there to inspire artists to become better. You have video game companies out there, they're gonna hire the best artists that they can to make sure they do the best visual work to entice the people. Hey, buy our game, look at this artwork in it, it's amazing. I even did this one like years ago. Instead of calling it deep blue, I called it deep gray. It was probably the only thing I liked about deep blue is the artwork. I also love chew ups, so I'd like to do some crazy art like this. I don't know, Deep Blue wasn't my only inspiration, of course, because it's a terrible game. You play for like 5 minutes, you're saying this sucks, and you never ever want power on again. there was another shooter out there that got me into art as well. And it also had some fish related stuff with it too, much like Deep Blue, but this one is much different than Deep Blue. Right, Luke? This one is called Sagaia here for the Sega Genesis. Yeah, as you can see, has some pretty nice visuals to it. Yeah, this one is based on an arcade game called Terrace 2. Yeah. Why did this one inspire me to become an artist? And is this game truly what you call art? Well, let's play it and find out. Yeah, the original heroes of the first Star game, you know, they're long since dead, but now their descendants decided to take on the mantle of being very excellent pilots. Yeah, this actually takes place in our universe. So yeah, that's kind of cool. We actually get to go to Mars, Venus, Mercury. Yeah, I don't know why they're named after Sailor Scouts, but alright. Back to the friggin' review here. So we had to see if we can defend the solar system now from a whole bunch of evil fish and see if we can stop them, reel them in, and have a nice dinner afterwards. But of course it's not going to be that easy because these are super robotic fish that want to destroy everything, you know, just fuck everything up. Yeah, we got to do what we can to stop them. Thankfully, yeah, our Silverhawk starships here are pretty versatile. It's your typical shooter at first, you know, you got a nice straight laser and a few bombs to work with. You know, nothing too special. But you can power yourself over time, get enough crystals and everything, and you can just become a massive powerhouse. Any enemy that appears on the screen, boom, they're dead in an instant. And if you kill a whole squadron of enemies, you might get a few bonus points as well. Yeah, and that's going to help out with a high score. And of course, high scores lead to more one-ups. This game looks like your typical shooter, but you gotta be careful because when you start out the game, you can only take one hit. So definitely get those upgrades. What makes Sagaia here so amazing is that you can select your stages. So each stage has something unique about it, and the game has almost unlimited replay value because you have so much variety. You can just dominate this game if you get the right number of power-ups, but you still gotta be careful too, because bosses, they're not gonna go down quite as easily. You could have like an amazing run where you're 2 levels in and you're not taking any hits, and then you face one tough boss that just totally wrecks you, and then you gotta start from the very beginning again. But yeah, that's a challenge of Sagaia. Learn the patterns of the different bosses in here. They're very tough and everything, but once you get a handle of what they're going to dish out, it's not too bad. And the game can be a lot of fun to learn. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, Sagaia is amazing because there's just so much variety. You think you're just going to be flying left to right throughout the stages and you think it's going to be just standard shooting fare, but no. Yeah, sometimes you might be going vertical in some stages. Sometimes you might be finding an underwater zone and then suddenly you're coming out to a huge destroyed metropolis. Yeah, this game just has so much variety to it and it's amazing. This is definitely one of the biggest Sega Genesis games I ever played because it has 28 different stages to it. Yeah, it only takes like 7 to actually beat the game. But there's so many different paths and situations. Yeah, it's nearly impossible to play the same game twice. Unless you just want to take like one path and all that and master it that way. Or you want to see if you can mix it up and see if you can go a different route. Maybe that might be easier. Maybe you want more of a challenge and see if you can try some of the air stages. Sagaia just packs so much punch in one tiny little cartridge here. And, in my opinion, it's much better than the original arcade and Super CD version that was only released in Japan, because the arcade version, that one was released on 3 different screens. Of course it was meant to eat your quarters and be super unbalanced in difficulty. Yeah. Sagaia on the Genesis, on the other hand, is much more balanced. Yeah, another cool thing about Sagaia here is the music. I know it's a sort of a sore spot for some owners of the Genesis because you do hear a little bit of scratchy crunchiness in the music, and it can turn some people off, but I say give it a chance because Satana is a famous composer for Tato, and they did an amazing job here. Hey, it's Zera's twin. Yeah. Not only do you have a great opening track that's on the sun theme, but when you go to the last level in the game, you hear 1 minute of just the music itself. And it really reminds you, hey, this is the final level. You're going to be hit with everything, and they're going to throw the kitchen sink at you. It's going to be the most difficult, but at least you get to hear some awesome music. Yeah, about 1 minute into the level, yeah, the music gets more intense, the sound effects come back, and now you realize, okay, you're in the final stretch. You're almost at the boss, and then you're going to see if you can finally stop Bowser and his evil plans. And if you do make it to the end, you do manage to beat Bowser's army and everything, there's several different endings you can get in the game. That's another reason to replay this game again. Sagaia here is just amazing. It's a shame that it's one player only, unlike the arcade game, but in my opinion, yeah, you don't really need it. It's fine as a one-player game by itself. I think, yeah, the Sega Genesis just would have melted if it had all that firepower on the screen at once. Besides, I think adding the second player would have been too distracting. Yeah, if you want a two-player Dara's game, get Dara's Twin on Super Nintendo. Sadly, that version doesn't have as many levels, and I think it's a little bit less fun than the Sagaia here on Sega Genesis. Yeah, there's so many Dara's games out there, and some are definitely better than others, but Sagaia here on the Sega Genesis is definitely top tier. Alright, yeah, so this little game here is amazing. Highly recommend it. But yeah, this game is the definition of art. Not only are the visuals, you know, something special because you got those giant bosses in there, they're very intimidating and they look like cool fishies. You almost don't want to destroy them because they're such cool designs, but hey, you gotta wipe them out to get those points. It definitely inspires me to draw my own. Yeah, I'm calling this fish Darius or Sagaia. Yeah, I'll call it Sagaia because I wasn't a big fan when they released Darius on the Sega Genesis Mini instead of Sagaia, because in my opinion this is the much better game. It's an excellent shooter, you know, great visuals, excellent music, awesome playability, yeah, and so many levels to it. It's hard to put it down. Sagaia here is just amazing, and I give it an 88 out of 100. Alright, sometimes the music can be a little bit scratchy, but everything here it still holds up. And that's my crazy little video. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, and I want to hear from other people out there. Did video games help you become a better artist too, or encourage you to draw more? Because that's what it did for me. Helped me make a little bit of money that way. A little bit. Again, I'm not super rich or anything. Yeah, this is Airzonk World Heavyweight Champion. Recommend some Sagaia to you. Amazing shooter. Alright, over and out. I love my fish. Yep. Especially with some tartar sauce.